Hey everyone, this is Tim at Stammer AI, and one of you asked in our Discord if it's possible to integrate Stammer with an iOS or an Android application. And yes, it absolutely is possible, so I thought I would throw together a quick video on how that might be done. And keep in mind, right now, we do not have a mobile application, but it is something we are considering creating, possibly a white labeled iOS or Android app that could be white labeled by you all and offered by us. So definitely reach out to us if that is something that you are interested in us building. We would love that feedback. But for now, let's say that you are working with a customer that has an app written for iOS or Android. And if it's for iOS, most likely it's written in a programming language called Swift, possibly Objective-C. But there will actually need to be work done by that customer's development team, right? And what they will need to do is actually build the actual chat interface for chatting back and forth with the customer within their application. On the web, we provide that interface, but on mobile, because that application is fully owned by them and we have no presence there, they will need to build that. Once they do, what they're actually going to do is relay the customer messages from their interface to our API. Okay. And now this is going to be the white labeled version, your white labeled version of the Stammer API. So, this documentation would have your brand here, and then the URL would actually be your custom domain instead of our domain, but really it's going to work exactly the same. And so customer types something in, they relay that message to our API, and then they get a response back, which they then display in their user interface to mimic the effect of a human responding back. But that is basically it, actually. The one endpoint they can use for this is the message chatbot endpoint. And this is something more technical for them, but they can just do a regular HTTP request and response, or they can do something called WebSockets, where a more persistent connection is established between their backend application's code and our API's code. And then they're able to communicate back and forth with each other. But they should have all the details of how to set this up. And as usual, if you get any questions or have any additional questions about this, just certainly let us know.